Hello, my internet friends. My name is Katie Obi10, and welcome to my Week 2 commentary of Dance with the Stars Season 25. This week's episode is going to be different considering we eliminated two couples on two different nights. So, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to discuss the eliminated couples first, and then get into what happened with everyone else this week. And when we get to the remaining couples, I will be discussing them based on the order they appeared on Monday's show. Next week, we should get back to normal and go back to our usual schedule. They should really stop doing this type of scenario every once in a while. It really fucks us all up. With that out of the way, let's get started. Eliminated on Monday was Barbara and Keo. I kind of expected this, even though I had false hopes they would last long. While they improved this week, there wasn't much to go on. She didn't move much. It just seemed like Keo was doing all the work. Which raises another question. Why does ABC keep doing this to Keo? Why have his hopes up and then get it crushed immediately upon realizing he has another older partner? The only time he was ever given a chance to show off his skills was when he was paired with Jodie Sweetin. If he comes back next season, he better get someone younger, or at least his age, and if not, I will riot. And I think so will everybody else who's sick of the shit. Eliminated on Tuesday was, surprisingly, Debbie and Alan. What I enjoyed from Debbie on both nights this week was she had a lot of spunk and vivacity. She had great chemistry with Alan. This team being voted off early could factor in two major keys. Debbie wasn't well known to today's generation, and Alan was a first-time pro. New pros in their first season usually don't last long in this competition. It's a damn shame, really, because I saw plenty of potential in Debbie, and I wanted to see more of her. I thought she was fantastic on both nights, and I really wish we could have seen more dances from her. But I wish her the best of luck with her future, and I really hope they bring back Alan next season. I knew with Nikki Bella being casted this season would result in her being graceful, which is really bizarre. Never did I think she would nail the concept of being an elegant princess so fantastically. She trusted Arden, which is a great thing to have early in this competition. Most people don't get to that level until the first half of the competition is completed. Her arms were simply lovely, stunning, breathtaking. Nikki won me over on Monday. Unfortunately, she didn't do well in the samba. She looked absolutely uncomfortable from start to finish. Being with John Cena for so long, I don't think she's been this close for comfort with any other guy. But this is what the show is all about, getting out of your comfort zone and trying something new. And if you're a female celebrity, that means getting extremely close to your pro partner. Nikki is a strong competitor, and I think she will come back strong next week. And I gotta say, she rocked that purple ensemble. I really missed Mark's crazy costume antics. This was the remedy I needed. I think this is what we all needed. I wasn't too shocked about Lynn griping about them about lacking the hold position, but I did notice he's been more lenient with how ballroom is done these days. Maybe he really missed Mark too. Lindsay is amazing. She was phenomenal in the quick step. She's got to work on keeping her shoulders down though. This partnership will probably never fail to amaze me this season. They're wacky, they're creative, they're in sync. Oh my god, I love Lindsay and Mark so fucking much. Woo! Lindsay Sterling! She can move those hips. She was fun, she was energetic. I aspire to have her lively vivacity. Plus, I fucking missed Mark performing the salsa. Like Bruno said, there was constant speed from start to finish. Lindsay creating beautiful music has been her life, and with her competing on the show, I'm sure this is going to give her plenty of content for future music videos. This pair just makes me so freaking happy. They give me so much life when they come out to the dance floor and pour their hearts out. Oh man, I'm ready for the future. I want more, please. Well, Nick, it was better than last week. Honestly, I felt like I was going to fall asleep in certain sections of the routine. During that spin, it was obvious his legs were staggering, and I think Peta said her dress was caught, so it was just a mess at that point. But they recovered, and they did do a good job. I wanted to see a more lively presence from both Nick and Peta, though. I thought it was lacking of that. You have to have a lively energy to sell a routine to the audience. Come on, Peta, you know you can do better than that. I don't know what I was expecting. But I think I was expecting something better than what I was given. Nick isn't really interesting to watch dance. I feel bored every time. With Debbie now gone, I think Nick was only spared from elimination to keep the Lachey Schmirkovsky happy hour going for as long as the producers want. I just want this bullshit to be over with. I can't wait for this to be done. I'm done with this whole married shit already. And I'm not even married yet. Good God, people, what the hell's going on here? Well, good news. Drew improved, but it was sort of a mess through the end. It looked like he was a chicken trying to hatch a winning performance. But I also see him taking every notion to heart, because you really see how much he wants this not only for himself, but for Emma. I would also like to point out that it takes a special kind of person to try to pull off the ballast face. Also, while I think the music choice was fantastic, I think it would have fit more into the standards of the Lindy Hop. Can we try to bring that category back, please? I really enjoyed it back in the day. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to Arter, Sasha, Haley, and Britt for a job well done in that routine. They really deserve more credit than what they're given. Now, this is the kind of dance that Drew really needed to sell himself to the audience. I thought he did a fantastic job, the way his hips moved, the way he extended his arms. Definitely beautiful. I think he took the critiques to heart and really did try to prove why he and Emma need to stick around. But seriously, how many housing puns does Lynn have? I swear he's gonna run out eventually by week 4. Anyway, this is one of Drew's best performances, and I truly hope his fiancée takes notes for that on their wedding day. First off, in Monday's video package, Vanessa was crying about her heel cutting her toe. Girl, check your priorities. Frankie Muniz is out there in the ballroom with a back injury. Jesus Christ. With that criticism aside, Vanessa proved who the superior Lachey is in the ballroom. A tad bit overscored, in my honest opinion, but she shined like a bright star. She really listens to Max's instructions without much of a complaint. That's also partly due to her having a military father, so I don't think Max is going to hear a peep out of her during their run. Vanessa performing that salsa on Tuesday was a combination of Tejano singer Selena and J-Lo in her Fly Girl days. This kind of gave us a glimpse of what she was like before Nick and her children. But I still want to see more of that element. Maybe it's just me, but I think it's because I've only seen her as being Nick's wife. I want more of her past to come out so I could give myself a final assessment of Vanessa. I mean, when the Pennevegas competed back in season 21, I knew who both of them were before marriage. Does that make sense? God, I really hope that does. By the way, have you guys seen their precious little boy that they had in December 2016? Oh my god, he is just too adorable for words. Shut on, sidetrack it again. Anyway, Vanessa did great in her salsa. Max felt at ease with this. At least I think he did. I'm just pleased all around. Frankie fucking Muniz! I was about to fall out of my seat on the couch watching this. He was like a pistol attacking every move. For someone who had a back injury, that was absolutely incredible. Whitney is stepping up her game after the last couple of seasons where her teaching hasn't been up to par. I think she's been more invested in her partnership with Frankie based on his credentials. He's got to work on straightening out a few things, but I think he can handle that and continue to make people want to root for him. Oh my god. Who is this guy, and where has he been all my life? Frankie stepped up his game even more with that cha-cha. I love the hard work and the determination he's having to... I'm just speechless. Where am I going with this? He is working so hard, and he is determined to keep his spot on the show. I'm just growing more and more in love with him and his partnership with Whitney. They bring out the best in each other. It's dynamite and pure of magic and wonder. I want to see more of them. I really do believe this is some of Whitney's best work since her run with Alfonso. Okay, Tio's attitude really pissed me off on Monday. You don't just say you're a better dancer than someone when they're still competing on the show at the time. Especially when she already revealed she was being bullied for being dyslexic when she was younger. That's just ignorant on your part. And arguing with Cheryl Burke isn't gonna get you anywhere, pal. So, Tio did the foxtrot on Monday, and it was just confusing. In some parts, it had foxtrot content. In other parts, there was rumba material. I tried to analyze my thoughts on this for the last couple of days, and I still don't know what the hell they were trying to go for. But pulling a Pretty Ricky with Cheryl is definitely not how you end a foxtrot. I'm just going to talk about his second dance now before I overanalyze and I explode. This was better. It wasn't the holy grail of spandex and sparkles, but this was the better dance from T.O. Did you guys see what Cheryl was wearing during that number? If I could have her hairstyle, I would totally be in business. Plus, starting next year, when I begin to plan for my wedding, I'm gonna use that costume to be my kind of motivation for trying to get fit. And then, of course, my fiance tells me I'm stunning anyway. We'll see how that goes to our advantage. We'll play it out by ear. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, right. We were talking about T.O. He did good. That's all I can say about it. It was just good. I think one of the things I and a whole bunch of others watching the show are going to be a bit harsh on Sasha with is the fact that her parents are professional dancers. She has to shape up when it comes to learning each dance, because Gleb and her parents will notice her mistakes during rehearsals, not just the judges during live shows. Anyway, for Monday, Sasha tackled the Viennese waltz. And I have to say, she did so much better than last week. She was still struggling in some parts, but I want to say she improved. And I believe she does want to improve. She realized she can't let her nerves get the best of her. That's when some people get kicked off early, when in reality they really do want to stay in the competition. They really want this. I can also see that she doesn't want to let Gleb down, especially with how last week went. I think she has the drive to stay in the game. She just has to push herself a bit more. On Tuesday's show, Sasha talked about how people have criticized her weight only to reveal she's been suffering from PCOS. That speaks volumes to me because I too have been struggling with it since I was 19 years old. Like Sasha, I'm more happy with the way I am. Today, this is one of her and Gleb's best performances. I loved how she just smiled all the way through and gave it her all. She was more confident in herself. She moved her hips, which was a bonus, but I kind of wanted more in that sense. She's really becoming her own in this competition, and if she could be 100% confident with herself when she dances, I think she can last a while. I'll give it to Val! He's the only other person who I envisioned dancing to T Swift's new song, other than Derek Huff. Victoria kept her feet firmly on the ground, which I am pleased with. We talked about that, how that was my main concern last week, so I'll be watching her feet throughout her time this season. I think Val was channeling his own version of what Derek would have done, and that's all fine and dandy, but he still choreographed it in his own way. I love the concept, I just wanted a little more oomph, but I'm still content with what I got. On Tuesday, it was Victoria's 23rd birthday, and she got flowers from Taylor Swift. I think that's a pretty sweet birthday present. I think one of the main reasons she was having trouble with the rumba was probably the fact that she's never been that close for comfort with any guy. For what it's worth, it was a simple rumba, and it was pretty. But I think it was lacking something, and I'm still not sure what it was. There was this one part of the routine where I think she kind of froze with her arm extending. I don't know if that was part of the routine, or she forgot something, but it was very noticeable. Very pretty, like I just previously stated, and I really hope to see more from Victoria. It was a vast improvement from the previous week, but I felt like the concept was too cutesy for Derek's taste. It was like watching a high school performance instead of a dance routine on a reality show. I'm still sort of confused about this partnership. Maybe it's just me with my usual caution with any male athletic celebrities. Luckily for Derek, Sharna is fantastic with the foxtrot. For me, it was just an underwhelming performance, but it was a good try though. I love it when Sharna gets to do a paso doble, but I don't think this was one of her strongest ones to date. Derek's placements were a bit questionable. Some of his movements weren't really needed, and his hands were flat, and I think they were just wonky on their own. The same with his legs. Still a bit wonky, but I think he's trying to sharpen them up a bit. He's really trying to be fierce in this paso doble, but in a couple of sections, it came out sort of goofy. I give him props for improving his steps this week, and yeah, that's all I got out of this one. Jordan did a fantastic job with the Viennese waltz. He's really in tune with Lindsay, and he's synchronized. That alone just makes me really convinced that he's too good to make it to the finale. I really do believe that Dancing with the Stars is going to try to make Jordan the Sabrina Bryan of season 25. I mean, we were all convinced that she was going to be in the finals in season 5. Shit, we were all wrong. She just didn't have the votes back then, and that kinda is my concern with Jordan, because he's not very well known to the older demographic, but with Hamilton being his main credential, I don't know. Let's see how that goes. Regardless of who she's paired with, Lindsay truly shines in the samba. I will have to say that Jordan was on his heels a lot during the performance. I think he's a fantastic dancer, and he knows how to get the crowd going. When we were getting into the second half of the show, he was the one that was probably thinking, Lindsay, look at this. Everybody's bored. Let's get out there and show what it's done, and let's get everyone in the audience to look alive. He sells a great routine, and he knows what he's doing. Despite my main concerns about the obvious, I really want to see everything he and Lindsay have to offer us. Next week is Guilty Pleasures Week. I kind of expect to hear a 98 Degrees song from one of the Lachey's. At this point, it's kind of predictable. Okay guys, I'm not gonna lie, making this video this week was completely draining. This whole concept, it better not happen again, because I was that close to cancel this week's video for the sake of my mental health. But you know what? I pushed through, and we did it. We got all the way through this from start to finish. We're all in this together. With that joke out of the way, sound off in the comments below. What did you guys think of this week's episodes? Who stood out for you? Who started to get on your nerves? What are your thoughts on Barbara and Debbie's eliminations? If you guys enjoyed this week's video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel and you want to see more of me in the future, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be alerted when I upload new content. Until next week, take care everybody.